in the middle of the street. This is the other thing. We want to spend, these people want to spend all this money on the park, and the streets in Hodges Square and up there are deplorable. The sidewalk conditions, you hardly can walk down the sidewalk. It is terrible and unkept, and if you're going to spend money, I would think the people of that area would rather that the city sunk money in fixing their potted streets, in giving them decent sidewalks, and straighten that place out instead of spending $5,000 on a couple of tables and trash cans. That's what I believe. You are not enhancing that area of town with the park. You're not doing them any favors with the park. If you did their streets, if you put lighting up there, if you did sidewalk work, then you'd be helping that neighborhood. But to go in there and say you're going to spend all this money on a dilapidated park that nobody is using is outrageous in my opinion. So, with that, I'm going to show you what I filmed this week. And I hope you understand my position on the park. And the reason it isn't because I had people at the Coast Guard Academy. It's the reality of tax dollars under a time when we haven't got the money. And it's a waste of money. The reality is I now live here in New London. You're spending my tax dollars on this wasted park. I don't want to see my tax money being thrown away down a deep pit and hole that is not going to be used. I would rather sell the part of the park, the vast majority of it, work a situation out with the Coast Guard where they get what they need and we make some kind of a deal with them and get the money and take the money and invest it in the neighborhood, in the streets, in the infrastructure in Hodges Square. That's what I want to see happen, and that's what should happen. Rather than have these people that are coming from another part of town that don't use the park, have not used the park, come in here saying they're trying to do a favor for the neighborhood. They're not doing anybody a favor. I want to go to my tapes. Well, this is the wonderful Riverside Park, the gorgeous Riverside Park. 4 days here and nobody's, except we had one car that just went through, okay? And of course, we're seeing the wonderful cleanup that's happening. If I take you around to the different places, you'll see the monumental job that has to be done and the city has to pay for. Okay, all these wonderful people, I'm wondering where they are. Okay, Kathy, I hope you're around here someplace. We've been here 4 days in a row and nobody's been here. I don't know where they are, and it's amazing. And the little job of underbrush that has to be taken care of. Wow. I want my cameraman, if he can, to go around and take a look at this again. Anybody who's interested in this park, you need to come up here and take a look. Because what you're hearing from these folks that aren't walking around here is a bunch of bunk. Bunk! Nobody's here. We're here. Old cronies are here. Okay? But guess what? No kids. And guess what? This is in the middle of the summertime. There should be tons of kids out here playing. They're not here. Take a look around here. Look into the bush. You need to get the camera down here and the garbage that's down here. Hey, my cameraman, hello. Look over this way. All the way down the hill. It's a mess. This is one little area. Well, here I am at this wonderful bench, this great place. they're selling us and they're going to keep up. I only had to jump over 3 things of debris, rocks, and someone has thrown away old bricks from their house. And of course, this is the area they're going to do some bush work, I guess. Whoever said it only takes a minor thing to get rid of the mosquitoes and all the infestation and bugs that are around here. That, gee whiz, you think there might be ticks for our kids to get Lyme disease? Or how about those infamous little mosquitoes that are going to give us blood poisoning? You got to be kidding me. This infestation, you want to spend thousands of dollars in refurbishing? I thought the paint job looked really good here. And this is the little work that has to be done here. I don't know what people get paid an hour. Okay, I think these folks are still thinking that the minimum wage is $1.60 an hour, but whoever's going to come in here and clean this up, it's going to cost us a bundle. And my thing is, hey, the Coast Guard can use this land and put it to good use. The Coast Guard, that gives us $1 million a year, not that they cause any economic situation towards New London, as somebody said, oh, they can move out. It's great when you live up on Pequot Ave across from the beach and you're not living down here and you don't need any money. You can say, oh, they can move out. I'm not sure they can move out, and I'm not sure that New London can afford to have the Coast Guard move out, the Coast Guard Academy, with all its economic impact to this city. People should rethink what they're saying. They should rethink it really, really good. And they should stop insulting people who are connected with the academy. Well, I have to admit, this is a nice part of the park. They've spent some money on this, and you can see that it hasn't been used. It's amazing. It hasn't been used. So they put this stuff in here, and we can see that there's been no use. Oh, so one thing we know is we can put benches here and picnic tables, and the grill is not even going to be used. We've got the great basketball courts, okay? This is in the middle of the summer. I want you to go to the basketball courts. The middle of the summer. All the kids are off from school. Do we have basketball going on? Oh, we don't. And you know what everybody's going to say? Oh, Father, it was a hot day. You know, it was a hot day. No. So when are they going to play basketball? In the middle of winter? I mean, come on. This is the only area, okay, that is really pruned up nice. We can see it's pruned up nice. I'll have to admit that this part of the park is the only area, and it's about, gee whiz, I wouldn't even say a half an acre, okay, of the park that is pruned up nice. The rest of the place is, in my opinion, a mess. And this little bit of underbrush somebody's talking about, oh, it'll be an occasional Saturday morning. They're insane. They apparently have never done any yard work, okay? Or, you know, or they're from a time when you made $1 an hour or 65 cents an hour. Those days are over. If you want somebody to maintain this park, it's going to cost money. It's going to cost money to the citizens and the taxpayers of New London. And if you citizens want to vote for this, you've got to really think about the people that have come and went before the council. Not one of them came from this area. None of them are people of color. None, no. Right? There was not one.
Nope.
Not one person of color went before them. These people have all got tons of money. Okay, they're living on the other part of the city, and they're telling what we need in this area. They're out of their minds. They're out of their minds. This park is not, this is a walking park. You can go to the Arboretum and have just as much fun. The Arboretum is just up the road. The Arboretum is just up the road. and Connecticut College love you to go up there.